Is Obama now canceled? Latino activists oppose Chicago suburb naming school after Hussein and Michelle because ex-president was the deporter-in-chief. Waukegan, Illinois board mulls renaming Thomas Jefferson Middle School. Latino activists on Tuesday demanded school not be renamed after Hussein and his wife. Protesters held signs calling the 44th president the deporter-in-chief. They also had another nickname for him as well. Bomber. Wasn't that what they called him? Obama, for all of the people he droned. During Hussein's presidency, 5 million illegals were removed from the U.S. School board also plans on renaming Daniel Webster Middle School. Webster was Secretary of State, who supported slavery. Jefferson owned slaves. Jefferson, that sly dog, always telling the missus he had other things to do for a little bit. What's with that? Sign of the times, but slipping out so often to a little something with those individuals. What goes through people's minds? Like, he's sitting here married. Okay, let's move on. Deporter-in-chief. Nationwide local councils have taken down statues and renamed public squares and sites that once bore the names of historical figures with controversial pasts and views about race. The movement gained steam after the May 2020. We know what happened in 2020 in May. As the Waukegan Board of Education met to mull name changes to both schools, Latino community members pleaded not to rename either of the schools after Hussein and his wife. I wonder if they're going to go with that whole words can be violence thing if they have to see the name every time they go by. If it's going to be so violent. It makes me feel so uncomfortable. I don't know how I could survive and thrive because I have to see Barack Hussein every time I drop my kid off at school. I don't. Is that where we're at? I will not be part of renaming a school after someone who did not and does not represent the illegal community, said Edgar Castellanos, a District 60 school board member who came to the United States as an illegal. Another activist, Julie Contreras, works with an organization that runs shelters for illegals near the southern border. She also spoke out against honoring Obama, accusing him of breaking his promise as president to help illegals. From the time Barack Hussein became president until 2017 when he left, he is today still the highest-ranking president with deportations in our nation, Contreras said. Hey, way to go, Barry. You achieved something. You're number one, baby. We feel that Hussein did a disservice to us. He denied us, and he didn't stop the deportations the way he promised. She added, if you're removing the name of Thomas Jefferson, one oppressor, the name of Obama is another oppressor, and our families do not want to see that name. The president of the school board, Brandon Ewing, who is black, therefore trying to get half-white Barack Obama on the school, said that while he has no objections to renaming the school after Obama, because, why would he, right? Because right there they said he's black and Obama was half-white, said he needed to be aware of the concerns. During a protest held outside of the school on Tuesday, one member of the community said that his father was deported in 2015 when Obama was president. It was something very sad, Mauricio Sanchez said. We couldn't even say goodbye to our dad. We just hoped for him to be able to get out. To get out of what? Well, he was getting out of the country, so to speak. A decision on renaming the school is expected later this month. Other possible names that have been mentioned include the late member of Congress and civil rights activist John Lewis, Ellen Ochoa, the first Hispanic woman to go to space, Katherine Johnson, one of the first black women to work as a NASA scientist, and the late artist Edith Smith. I wonder, never heard of Edith Smith. Let me take a look at something here real quick. Bear with me. Having now seen Edith Smith, if I got the right one, yeah, school's not going to be named after her. Obama, deporter-in-chief. Here's his track record. Pause it if you want to take a look at that. Zoom it in for you so you can see that better. I'm not going to go ahead and read through that. That's the article, everyone. A short one. Obama, half white. Does that mean he is half cancelable? As I have always joked with these fake victims out here, these halfies, like Urkel herself, who thinks she is the blackest of the black from the bush, like the old Eddie Murphy skit where he's talking about umfufu. Go and find a bush, bitch.
Go and please talk to umfufu.
Are those individuals half cancelable? The oppressed and the oppressor? Obama? It's a tough one. I don't think that this is going to go anywhere. You've got a black guy who is down to have this thing named after Obama, and we're talking about Chicago. This is the place that Obama called home amongst several others, but this seemed to be the main one. So I don't think that this is going to go anywhere. This is kind of that victim versus victim battle. We see the battle royale. They get in the Thunderdome and square off. Just like with the story I talked about yesterday, with just like the black guy who stomped out that Asian woman. The victims of our society are confused. They start spinning in circles. They don't know which way to go. They don't know which side to back. Probably the color of one's skin would decide which side they back in this case. For those individuals, and we're not talking about normal people like you and I, but for those individuals who play that kind of game. I don't play that stuff, but this school, I would say, is highly likely to be named after Hussein. Obama didn't do much for minorities, and they know it. Biden and the Democratic Party are fooling themselves if they think they got votes for anything other than not Trump. The perfect name for the school is Thomas Jefferson Middle School. Yes, let the truth bell ring. Somebody says OMG, ha ha ha. In fairness, many of us have wanted to cancel Obama, and especially what he calls his legacy, for a long, long time. And then a couple more laughs. People think this stuff's funny. There's obviously a greater message here, and that is cancel culture, period. When you are on one side of the particular aisle, and I get it, I know it's easy to root for it when it happens to a dirtbag like Obama, potentially. It's easy to root for that, but it's all bad. Because either way, people who want this stuff, cancel culture, they aren't Republicans for sure. They aren't Democrats, somewhat, in the traditional label. They're far leftist types. They'll try to cancel everyone and anyone if they can be offended by it in any way. Is there anything out there, and this begs the question, is there anything out there that wouldn't offend somebody, one of these whiny babies out here? Is there anything out there that they could find? They're just going to cancel everything, right? Just keep going and going and going, cancel everything. Pretty soon, the schools would be named after colors. Well, none of the schools will be named white because that'd be offensive. Black? I bet you they'd find a way to get offended by the color black. What about naming it after fruit? Here's Apple School. Here's Orange Middle School. Here's Pear High School. Would they get offended by that? Are there levels of victimhood in the fruit world? Anyway, I'm just BSing, having some fun with it. Obama, I think, is what they'll probably go with. Take care, everybody. Thanks for watching. Be well.